The most popular create option in Google Calendar is to create an event. So we're going to use the create button to do this, but you can also double click on any date to start an event. And chances are you've done this before, so we're just going to give you some tips and tricks for actually what you do when you're in the event. So we're going to look at naming and setting the date and time, inviting guests, modifying permissions, turning on and off the meet link and being mindful of that, adding a location if needed, and more. And if you're using schedule sharing calendars in your organization, you might have luck finding a time that everyone is all free. So let's jump to it. So you hop over to your Google Calendar, and a couple of things. You can click on create and start an event from scratch. Or let's say on the 27th, you're going to go to week view, and on Thursday at 4 o'clock, you're going to schedule a committee meeting. So you just choose 4 o'clock and click on it and get it started. So the title is the name of the meeting, committee meeting, viewable to all. So make sure you name it properly. And then you can pick the time that you need it to be. So this is going to be strictly 4 to 5. Now, if it's going to repeat, you can set up repeat options. Go ahead and add your guests. So I'll add Veronica, and I'll add Archie, and I'll add my other person. And then finding a time, you would click on find a time, and this would tell you whether or not those people are available, if their calendars are shared. And it looks like, oh, well, it looks pretty good for those days for those people. So, Wednesday, this person's got an all day event. So you're going to want to pick this day. All right, Thursday, everyone's wide open. Click back to event details. It's not foolproof if everyone's not managing and sharing their calendar, but it is an option you can look at to find a time. The other thing you might want to be mindful of is whether or not the Google Meet link is there. Do you need to have that available or not? If you're not going to have it as an online meeting, you can X out so that there's no confusion. If you do have a location to add, you can. So if it's 10 Main Street, 10 Main Street in Bedford, you would just put that in. And that way, if people were driving there, they would be able to click on the calendar event and just click on the link in their Google Maps would give them directions to get there. Now, you can modify notifications, but these are privy only to you. Every individual has to add their own notifications. You can't add 27 notifications for your delegates. They need to go and edit this option themselves. You want to make sure you put it on the right calendar. Do you want it on your calendar? Or do you need to put it on an event calendar for your company? You can also add meeting notes by default. You just click on create meeting notes, and a Google Doc will be created so that everyone will be able to add notes to that automatically linked in the calendar event. If you need to add a description, go ahead and do that. And if you need to modify guest permissions because you do not want them to invite others, or maybe you want them to be able to modify the event, you can do that as well. And last but not least, you can, even though this event calendar is orange, if you wanted to make this event a different color, you certainly can do that. And then you can go ahead and save it. You have the option to invite your calendar guests, but if you don't want to send them an email right away, you just don't send it, and then you can go ahead and send them notifications later. I've added meeting notes, so when I go to save the event, it says this will create meeting notes and share it with all guests. And I just say, sure, create and share, because that's why you want those notes there. Now I don't have to create a separate agenda. And because I invited my other selves to this meeting, that's why we see the main calendar that I created the event on. But also, if I deselect those calendars, they go away. If I select them, they stay. Okay. Now, because I made this purple, you can see just to the edge of it, there's that orange color because my main calendar color is orange, but I color coded this event purple. So have fun creating events. I hope some of this information was helpful.